Also, the coordination, the three coordinations between the ankles, the knees, and the waist. Upper coordinations, hands, right? Fists, elbows, shoulders. That's also three, right?
Yes.
So when you're doing Sanchin Kata, you have to remember that your body has to be in the right position. Your back has to be straight, your head has to be pulled up as if it was being suspended by a string. For a lot of people, it's hard to even sit down with the back straight because you've been used to so long sitting wrong. You know, especially you kids, you got to start remembering those things. So when you do it, shoulders have to be relaxed. Basic theory of a middle punch, middle block, what is it? Who can tell me? Because what is Sanchin? Middle block, middle punch, right? That's all it is mostly. So what's the basic theory of a middle block? Does anybody know? Everything in karate has a theory, has a form, because it's scientifically, karate is scientifically made over 5,000 years. It came from Kung Fu, and then from China into Okinawa, then from Okinawa into Japan, mainland Japan. And the basic theory of all of it, even Tai Chi, is the same, but a lot of people don't know that. So, middle block. Fists should be in line with the shoulders. Elbows should be one fist away from the body. It's a reason for that. For instance, you come. You do middle. I punch at your chest, you do middle block. Okay, go in Sanchin stance. Okay. This one we need. And normally when you practice punching, the way we do it, we never punch like this and have the person block. Always practice blocking on the cold side of the person. That way, you see, you can get me, but I can't get you. I can get you, but it's a little bit more of a, you know, so far as the hands, it's a little bit more of a challenge for me than for you because I'm open. Okay, so now pull this hand back. We'll do it slow first. One, block. No, you block. I'm punching. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now he's a young, strong guy. Now punch, we'll do it fast, but I won't hit you. 1. You see? Can't block it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See? You see that? Punch it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see I don't move. From the feet, knees, and waist. This is where the strength is generated. Actually from the feet. When he punches, he's blocking me like this, first of all. And what is that? That's meeting force with force. Blocks are made so it's easy. So I don't block him here. Middle block doesn't block here or block there. It blocks here. You see that? You see how he moves? His body moves when I block. Punch again. 2. See? So this is why one fist away, fist in line with your shoulders. Same thing with the low block. Do a low block. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can't block it. It's doing the same thing. Meeting force with force. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See? That's how I'm blocking them. Power is here. Hard to block. Easy to block. Force is not in the elbow. And this is what Sanchin is basically. Thank you. Sanchin teaches you how to generate the strength from the ground. And they have something that's called shime. A lot of schools, they do it wrong. When you see the shime, shime is how to test the person. They hit the person, when you see it in Okinawa, when you see them, boom, boom, that's just for demonstration purposes. But for the students, you want to develop them. What, for instance, come again. Now do Sanchin, the opening movements. I'll show you what shime is. Now, see? Don't let me move you, no matter which way I push you. But you do it gently in the beginning. You see how his feet move? Very gently, punch. No, pull it back, Sanchin, punch. See how the shoulder goes up? Should block. Same hand, block. Little bit of resistance, step. You see? Just lightly. And I can't do it to him. Because Sanchin is supposed to be a natural guard for the genitals. For instance, you do me. You kick me from behind. Kick. Kick. You see?
Whoops.
Doesn't reach me in my private parts. So go ahead, continue. So today I'll show you how to do the Sanchin, the breathing, and to examine the person. Okay, punch. Just a little bit. Always keep the fist, the arm close to the body. Punch. Block. Step. And sometimes you can hit there lightly, not with force. Block. You see, just very lightly. Some schools say, and this the person never learns. But when you do it little gradually, little by little, the strength of the student builds up. Now, continue. Shoulders, legs. But can't do it. Go, continue. Take the arm, push it down, don't let me push it up. Okay, continue. This is called shimei. Go. See, both hands, gently, just enough to let them know that something is there. And then gradually as it builds up, you become stronger and stronger. The student will become stronger and stronger. And then when normal people do that to him, they can't move. Go ahead. Continue. Go ahead. Just hold your hands here. This normally in Okinawa, we do it like so. And then once again, we check here, we check here, we do this, we do this, we do this. And then when you pull it in, make a fist and pull your hands in, and then push them out. You check, you help the person. You straighten their head, check to see if there's strength in the legs, in the calves. Good. Go ahead. Once again, check here. Don't let me move it. And just gradually, you see, it's forming. Okay, step back, do more washu. Push. Push. You're stronger than me. Push. But you see, my energy is coming from the ground, his is coming from up here. That's why it's hard for him to push. So, when you see this, and normally in Sanchin, the leg that's out, the hand is down. Small movements. When you breathe from here, the diaphragm moves in a bigger way. So, Sanchin breathing is when you breathe in, you push the lower stomach out. When you breathe out, you keep the lower stomach out. And then after a while, you're going to start to feel a ball. And this is what they call tanden. See, the Sanchin, it develops the tanden. How do you say it? In English, it means field of elixirs. Tanden means field of elixirs. It's the central point of the body. The central point of the body. The tanden also, in Japanese, they call hara. Hara is the center of the body, the equilibrium point of the body. But what most people don't know, you have three. It can also be referred to as a plexus. You have solar plexus. This is also lower plexus. This is the upper plexus. In the back, you have three corresponding points, which once again relates to Sanchin. Three. Upper, middle, lower. Lower, middle, upper. They mirror images, points. So when you're practicing the Sanchin, also once again, you don't have to do this, but as you get older, I'll answer this question in a second. As you get older, you don't need the hard breathing in Sanchin. Sanchin in Okinawa, when they do the hard breathing, once again, for demonstrational purposes only, they don't teach it that way. You know, they teach you breathe normal. But you want to pull the chin in and the head upward. You want to make sure your back is straight. Well, what question you have?
Like the upper point is right, is supposed to be
between the eyebrows.
And then the middle is right here.
Solar plexus. And the solar plexus. Then the lower is 3 inches below the navel. This is referred to as tanden. So to make it simple, they say tanden 1, tanden 2, tanden 3. What you have to know when you practice Sanchin, you want to make sure your shoulders are relaxed. All inhalation should be no tension in the body. The body should be relaxed. Exhalation, then you can put tension. But the breathing, you don't have to do hard. You can do it that way, but as you get older, change it. When you're young, it's all right because you got a lot of vigor, a lot of energy. But as you get older, make the breathing softer. If you see any of the masters that are over 60 years old, 50 years old, they don't do it this way. Only for demonstrational purposes only. So, everybody, let's try it. Everybody, attention. Right foot steps out. Double middle block. Make sure that your hands are in line with your shoulders. Your elbows are 1 fist away from your body. Also, the elbows shouldn't be able to be seen from behind. This is a very, very basic concept to all styles of Kung Fu, Karate. You know, they have a saying in China that there's only one way to train the fist. Look, your shoulders up there, your hands down here, right? So put them up. It can actually be a little bit higher than your shoulders. Check your stance. Anybody know the basic theory of Sanchin stance? That you learn is closed foot stance, formal attention stance, and parallel stance. So, when you do these 3 stands, your feet are parallel to your shoulders. A concept that is also basic to all styles of Kung Fu, Karate, Tai Chi. Why do the feet have to be parallel to the shoulders? Does anybody know that?
Balance.
Balance. Parallel to the shoulders. So the body weight falls straight down. The toe of the rear foot and the heel of the back foot should also be in alignment with each other. So you see, it's strong. The heels pushed out, knees bend inward. pelvis push forward, back is straight, so that you have tension on the inner part of the thighs and in the hamstring muscles. If you practice Sanchin correctly, you develop very strong inner thighs and very strong hamstring muscles. So, remember that. And I'll tell you a way. You have a very good way to practice it here. You have these lines on the floor. So, put your feet parallel at the tip of one of the lines and step forward with the heel so that the heel and the toe are on alignment with each other. Bend the knees, push the pelvis forward. And that's how you practice it. Practice it almost like that every single day. So, back straight. So now, first punch. 1. Breathe in, push your stomach out, keep it out, and punch out. Also, from Chinese Kung Fu to Karate, especially in Goju-Ryu, they say that when you punch, when you practice punching, you should wear out your shirt. When you practice stepping, you should wear out the inside of your pants from practicing. So that means you don't punch like this. That's not a karate punch. Karate punch is close to the body. Rub. They use, wait a second. Anybody has a piece of paper? Practice it, I'll tell this way. You should be able to practice your punching without the paper coming out. You see? Also, when you practice punching, but most of you are doing that really good, the elbow should be down. The elbow should be down, not locked. You see, because when it's like that, it's easily broken. So you're giving the person the opportunity to break your arm. So when you practice the punching, you should never lock your elbow like so, but the elbow should point down towards the ground. First of all, it strengthens the punch. You know, I punch with the elbow straight. I punch this way, stronger, with my elbow down. So, rub. When you practice your punching, you can do it like this. Rub. And when you're fighting somebody, no one ever punches like this if you fight in the street. But when you practice this concept, it's harder to see the punch coming, you know? Comes from, it's always close to the body, always in line with the body, which also brings more power. Okay, and from the punch, block. Inhale. Step forward. Breathe in. At the same time, coordinate your movements with your breathing. Punch. Block. Inhale. Then short exhale. Step. Punch. Block. Don't forget your stance. You know, in the beginning levels of Sanchin, it's okay for you to check your stance. Check your hand positioning. Always check. Remember, fist can be a little bit higher than the shoulders, but if you're not sure, fist should be in line with the shoulders. Elbow, one fist away. Elbow, also, you should not be able to see it if somebody looks from behind. Right? So remember the basic theory of the kata. This is what a lot of schools, they don't teach you, the basics of the basics. And Sanchin is Sanchin Go no Kata, the basic form of heart. 3 steps forward. So let's do it again. There's 2 Sanchins practice in Okinawa. The one that you guys do, the version that you do, is from really the founder of Goju was a man by the name of Kanru Higashiona. And what he did the Sanchin with the turn in it. This is the Sanchin that Harlem Goju practices, is that Sanchin. Miyagi, in his later life, he was sick. So the students didn't want to turn their back on him. So what they did is 3 steps forward, Then open 3 times. Then step back. Wash you. All the time when you're doing Sanchin, also the mind, that's where you said mind, body, and what?
Spirit.
Mind, body, and spirit is concentrated on the Tanden. The mind plays a very vital point in the martial arts. In Qigong, they have a saying, the Qi moves wherever the mind goes. Surely the mind is a suitable helper. And that means wherever you think there's energy, there will be it will be there. But it takes practice because you have to open up the meridians. Anybody know what meridians are? Meridians are the energy passageways in Chinese medicine. You have 12 basic meridians. You have one called the governing channel that runs down the center of the body, and you have the conceptual channel that runs down the back of the body. The reason why when you practice Tai Chi or Qigong, you place the tongue to touch the hard palate in the mouth is what they call to develop what's called microcosmic orbit. It sounds like a weird name, but it's the circulation of the Qi through the conceptual channel, which is in the front, and the governing channel, which is in the back. No, excuse me, governing channel, which is in the front, conceptual channel that's in the back. It connects the two, and it starts to move the Qi in a loop. When you practice Sanchin Qigong, or sometime you might get a headache, or you might get chest pains, it's because the Qi is stuck there, because you're not concentrating on the lower Tanden. The Tanden is the only place where you can store the Qi safely in the body, you know. And when the Qi is stored there, it's safe. But if it gets stuck in the chest or in the head, you might get headaches. You might it can get stuck in the shoulders. You might feel shoulder pain. So you have to remember, doing Sanchin, there's a lot of things going on in these simple movements. You know, the breathing, concentrating the mind on the Tanden, relaxing the shoulders, placing the tongue at the roof of the mouth on inhalation. Exhalation, the tongue drops down. You're connecting the governing and the conceptual meridian so that the Qi can circulate. And this is the basics of opening up the 12 meridians. First, you have to open up the main meridians in the front and the back of the body. Yes, much stronger. So that's why the breathing is not so important to breathe hard. That actually can put blockages in the different meridians. When you breathe hard, it creates inflammation. Inflammation is not good, you know, in the body. So let's do the kata one time through, and then we'll start to discuss it again. Okay. Open. Remember, basic theory of Sanchin stance, right? Knees bent, heel of the front foot, toe of the back foot on the same line, feet parallel to your shoulders, push the pelvis in, create tension on the inside of the thighs, back straight, shoulders relaxed, hands up. Basic theory of the punch, fists elbows one fist away from the body, and the fist should be in line or a little bit higher than the shoulders. It's okay. Back straight, head pulled up as if it's being suspended by a string from the center of the head. You don't want this. The best way to do that is to take the lower jaw, lower teeth, and pull them backwards. Tongue touching the roof of the mouth on the inhalation. Breathe in, bring the tongue up. Exhale out, drop the tongue. Breathe in, hold the breath. Breathe out, short breath out. Step forward. Breathe in. Exhale out. Breathe in. Hold the breath. Short breath out. Step forward. Breathe in. Punch out. Block. Breathe in. Short breath out. Breathe in, don't move now. Punch out. Breathe in. Short breath out. Breathe in. Punch out. Hold the hand out. Breathe in, open the hands. Open the hands. And another thing with karate, I see a lot of people doing this. You always have your thumbs out. Put your thumbs in. It's there for two reasons. To strengthen the other four fingers and to protect your thumb from injury. So always put your thumb in. Thumb in. Karate also means hands that are alive. So when you're like this, when your hands are weak or your thumb is out, the hands are weak. Keep your thumb in. And then push out. Watch. Like a rounded. I'll correct everybody with this. Palms face the floor, thumbs in, shoulders relaxed, elbows pointing downward, slightly. So, from this position, slowly from the small finger, make a fist. This teaches you also how to make a proper fist, and then pull it in. And then, from the pinky, once again, open the hands and push it out. Go back to the same position. Thumbs in. Once again, pull in. 3 times. And then, from the pinky, open the hands and push out. Once again, pull in from the pinky, make a fist. Exhale, push it out. Take your stance, young lady, your stance. When you practice karate, in the beginning stages, the most important thing are the stance. In Okinawa, you don't learn anything until you master the stance. You know, you can't learn kata, you can't learn anything. You have to master your stance. So, what I recommend for you to start doing is practicing your stance and your footwork. Basic of the basics. You don't need no Jing Choi or no Gesan Cho or no. Practice your stance first. Because when your stance are correct, it's hard to move you. It's hard for someone to move you, and this is a good beginning. And then you learn how to block and punch and move your waist. And then it's hard for somebody to hit you. You see? But when you practice your Sanchin stance like this, it's easy to move you. When you practice your cat stance like this, or I don't know, I can't even do it, but it's easy to move you. Every stance has a purpose. In real fights, you don't use those stance really, but what they do is strengthen your legs. The stance strengthens your legs and give you the proper equilibrium that you need in a real fight. It comes unconsciously, really. That's why you practice repetition over repetition over repetition of kata. When you fight, once again, I'll repeat it. Normally, you don't use the things you learn in the kata. You use the concepts. Once again. Now, after the last one, step back. Basic Moashuki block. Bring the right hand in. Left hand goes under the right. Make a circle with the left hand. Turn the right hand over and push out. Now let me tell you what a Moashuki block is. You make, okay, I make the Moashuki block. Now watch my right hand. It's just a middle block. Open, turn it over, and push the palms out. Keep the thumbs in. Open up the hand. Open up the inside of the hand, what's called Lao Gong in Chinese acupuncture. It has to be open. That's how you generate strength in the hands. And then end it. I'll show you how to end it. Just bring the hand here, step back, and push the hands down. Now we did it, not concentrating. 1, inhale, exhale. 2, inhale, rub. 3, exhale. Inhale. Short exhalation. Step forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Short exhalation. Excuse me. Step forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Other side. Exhale. Inhale. Short exhalation. Inhale. Exhale. Leave the hand out. Open. 1. Open the hands. 2. Palm facing the floor. Elbows slightly down. Shoulders relaxed. Push the pelvis forward. Bend the knees. Make sure everything is okay. And then step backwards. 1. Right hand in. Palm facing up. Left hand on the bottom of the right hand. Palm facing down. Make half circle block with the left hand. Turn the right hand over and push out. That's the basic way to practice Mawashuki. Then end it. Push down. Back straight. And when you finish something, always relax the body as much as possible. Keep the hands strong. Always keep strength in the hands. Relax the shoulders. Pull the head upward. And relax. And there's another ending, but we'll get into that a little bit later. And you feel a tightness happening on the inside of the stomach. So breathe in. And exhale out. Keep the stomach pushed out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. So this is the breathing. Breathe in. Place the tongue at the roof of the mouth. Exhale out, drop the tongue, or keep the stomach pushed out all the time. And this is going to develop what's called pre-birth chi and post-birth chi, or ki in Japanese they call it. And you're backwards, because a lot of people also have back pain when they practice karate and knee trouble. That's because you're not doing the stance right. Always keep your back straight no matter what stance you're doing. Cat stance, same thing. Keep the back straight. Relax your shoulders. Theory of cat stance is what? Anybody can tell me? Basic theory, yes.
Your big toe should be able to align with your ankle.
Okay. And what else?
Watch your back. So your body should weight should be down.
And where should most of the body weight be?
On the back leg.
On the back leg, that's right. But one misconception. A lot of people think that when you're doing the cat stance that this should be pushed out. Not true. Should be pushed in, just like Sanchin stance, because you want your back completely straight. When this is pushed out, you're curving the spine, the lower spine by the coccyx in an unnatural way, where the spinal column goes straight and then it curves in this way slightly. You're pushing it out the other way. So, the best thing to do, because nobody's perfect in martial arts, nobody. We all, by little, we find out certain truths. So, all of the stance, you want to make sure that this is not this way, but this way. So that the back, the spinal column has its natural curve. And that way, when you get older, you won't be walking like this. Because if you practice that way, I guarantee you, 15, 20 years, you're not going to be able to walk. You're not going to be walking. A lot of people already, they tell, oh, I have back pain, I have this, I have that. But you practice in karate. You know, you shouldn't have these things. So, also, Zenkutsudachi, forward stance, right? A lot of people, they do it this way. Once again, curving the spine in an unnatural position. Actually, the body should lean forward slightly. The back leg, like in the cat stance. Cat stance, you should be able to lift the front foot easy. In Zenkutsudachi, or the forward stance, Most of the body weight should be on the front leg, and you should be able to lift the back leg easily. Without standing up. Just like so. You know, and I'll tell you what, everybody pick a partner, I'll show you how to practice it. To get push me. You see? Push! 3 most important stance to practice in karate. Closed foot stance. Put your hands on the waist, make sure your shoulders are relaxed. Formal attention stance. Parallel stance. And when you practice it that way, it makes your feet parallel to your shoulders for your height, for your weight. See, it's a personal thing. Not everybody's shoulders are the same size. Not everybody's the same height or the same weight. So when you do it this way, 1, 2, 3, the feet are perfectly parallel to your shoulders. Custom built for you. And then from here, you can practice all of the other stands. Forward stance, Sanchin stance. Horse stance is twice the width of your parallel to your shoulders. Cat stance, like you said, it was right. Heel, well, basically center of the foot out, sit down. Back foot 45-degree angle, front foot pointing straight. Knee bent, front foot light. Most of the body weight is on the back foot. Cat stand is designed for moving quickly from one side to the next. That's what it's made for. That's why the body weight is mostly on the back foot, because you plant the foot and you move. In Okinawa, we have drills, moving in cat stance, moving in Sanchin stance, moving in forward stance. You don't learn kicking and punching for the first 2 years or something. You learn how to move, you learn how to stand. So now, all you guys got to do is just practice your stance. I mean, you can still do all your other karate, but now be more attentive to your stance. Make sure your footwork is good. Your kata will get better, and you'll be able to move a lot easier and you become stronger. Alright? Okay. So, I'll let Sensei Lyons take charge of the class. Then thank you. So you want no problem.
It is Saturday, so pad up. Pad up. It's Saturday.